Praying all is well with you. Let's get into it. Do you have to be a gangster or a street dude, drug dealer type person to be a rapper? Most rappers nowadays and since the beginning of the rap hip hop culture have almost always portrayed an image of a thug or a gangster, a big, bad dude, a street dude. But you don't need to be a gangster or a drug dealer or some big badass to be a hip hop artist. For many years, the industry has pushed this narrative that if your music don't reflect what you do in your real life, that it's considered fake or just not authentic, fugazi. And it seems that many of the fans have brought into the hype, helping fuel this narrative. Most rappers have seen state time, federal time, state cases, federal cases, RICO charges, and it all stems from either anywhere from petty crimes to serious crimes. We see these rappers and these hip hop artists that are getting blamed for little stuff, as far as like non-paid tickets or stealing something out the store. Then there's rappers that get wrapped up in the gang stuff and the murders and the or it might be some some domestic abuse or some domestic assault or whatever the case is. Even with the fame and the fortune on the horizon, or whether they hit its peak, some people just can't seem to shake the criminality of their old ways. Because some people, rappers, hip hop artists, really come from that life and that background. And when they get rich and famous, they, I feel like a lot of people just can't control it. They don't know how it is. They have a lot of money, have a lot of, fame, people knowing who they are. And they go back and resort into their old ways. They do what they know how to do, or when they're in that zone, it's just they do what comes natural for them. Then you got these rappers and these hip hop artists that grow up, good life. Clarence has both parents, good schools, and they're strictly just artists. They're hip hop artists. They're poetic. They go to music schools and the art schools and stuff like that. And when they get big, or they start to get big, or maybe they've been struggling to find a way into the industry, and their way is to clean up their image, or instead of sing about this, why don't you try rapping about that? You might have someone reach out to them, hey, I'll be your manager, we could do this and that, but I need you to change this for me and change that for me. And a lot of these people, they'll make the artist, make the rapper, make the hip hop artist, or make the singer, whatever the case may be. um and and I always liked, I'm trying to think who said it. I think it was Tupac said, the media, you guys gave the name gangster rap. If I was rapping about the 6 o'clock news, would it be gangster rap then? Whoop de whoop. I did a little dive into it, and there's different rap genres. Gangster rap, alternative hip hop, stuff like that, or whatever. So I'm just gonna go over a couple of these things. It says gangster rap. This is a subgenre often features lyrics about street life and gang activity, but it doesn't mean all rappers who create it were involved in those lifestyles. And that's exactly what I'd be saying. When you listening to your favorite rapper, you got to understand that's entertainment. That means it's fake. Just like when you watch a movie, you watching The Godfather, you watching Scarface, that's fake. That's a movie. That's for entertainment. Anyway, you got alternative hip hop. Artists in this genre often reject the traditional rap stereotypes popularized by gangster rap, focusing on different themes and sounds. All type of little, I don't know what an example of alternative hip hop would be, but there's definitely you got people that be Christian rappers, people like Kanye West that be rapping. You got the conscience rappers, Common. You got all different type of rappers. Not everyone who raps or does hip hop is a gangster or a street dude, and you ain't gotta be a gangster or a street dude or a drug dealer or a thug or whatever to be a rapper or be a hip hop artist. It's a persona versus reality thing. These rappers are on stage, they got fake names, a fake image. They're rapping lyrical content that does not align with their real life background. Um, these fools do it to try to gain street credibility. The street credit. To appeal to fans, and a lot of these fans don't even have that background. Like, you go to these rap concerts and you look around, street dudes ain't going to rap concerts. A couple might here and there, but a real authentic street dude, we ain't never go to no street concerts for real. You can't afford it. Don't like big crowds. Can't bring no you we not going. Go next time you go to a concert, go to a rap concert, hip hop. Look around. You tell me who you see rapping lyrics and getting busy and getting jiggy with it. It ain't street dudes. So it's like when people say, "Oh, they rapping to appeal to their fans." Like, don't get me wrong, street dudes listen to the rap whoop whoop, and it's just more fuel for the fire. The industry, the rap hip hop industry, they created this gangster rap and these hip hop genres and this crunk music and this party music, and now the drill music is big, hyping up the gangs and the shootings, the unalivings, the M's, and all the crazy stuff. And these young 13, 12, 15-year-old kids listen to it. They go out into the street, they imitate it, just like with their favorite movie, and they imitate their favorite rapper, they're imitating their favorite lyrics, they're imitating their favorite movie. And it's a recipe for disaster. The police come in, arrest you, now you gotta go to the judge, you gotta go to prison. And a lot of these prisons are privatized prisons. The same companies, CEOs, record labels, all these people that be sitting on these prison boards, the same people sitting on these record label boards, same people sitting on, you know what I'm saying, these boards and that boards and owning this and owning that. It's a system of design, for real. It's a system of design, and you are the experiment. So keep that in mind next time you indulge in some rap music, or you go with the homies and turning up on some rap music, and you might go jump on someone because you listening to some crazy music, some drill music. You might go do a drill listening to some drill music. Remember that stuff. That's what they want you to do. Music can change your vibration, your frequency, the way you think, and therefore the way you react, the way and your way of life. Remember that. What's that one rapper name? He was telling you all about sound waves and vibrations and how it do experiments changing the water chemicals. And guess what? Your body is made up of 70-80% water. It's like when the full moon and it pulls the tides and stuff. You don't think that full moon affecting your body too? It do. And music affected, all that stuff. Get hip. Throw your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. What do you think? If you're a rapper rapping about the street life, should you be indulged in the street life? Should you be actively in the street life? Do you at least have to be in the street life for a period of time? Or can you just be a regular Joe Schmo and like the music? Can you just like going in your room and writing lyrics down about whatever it may be? Poverty, the homies, drilling. Let me know. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love, peace, blessings, and much gratitude.